Hey everybody, welcome to Home Recording Made Easy and Plugin Review Friday, where every Friday I show you a new plugin, we walk through its feature set, and I show you how to apply it to a mix so you can make professional sounding mixes in your home studio. Okay, before we get started, if you like what you see in this video, please consider subscribing and make sure you hit that notification bell, and also make sure you stick around till the end of the video because I have a few free gifts I want to give you that is absolutely going to help you make better music in your home studio. So stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to Plugin Review Friday. This week we're going to take a look at yet another Arturia plugin compressor called the Comp Tube STA. This is a very popular piece of hardware which I've never used. And this is a compressor that sounds really great, very different sounding than any other plugin that I have in my collection. I guess it's probably a little bit more Fairchild-esque, but this is a really cool plugin. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Check out all the other Arturia demos that I've done on their preamps and some of their other compressors. You can take a look at the playlist, the Arturia plugin review playlist. Got a really great set of plugins, and they're fairly new to me as far as being on my radar. A couple of my students had asked me if I would check out their plugins because they had them and really enjoyed them, and so far I've been really enjoying them. So this is very cool. Oh, and full disclosure before we get started, Arturia, I reached out to Arturia. They give me these licenses for free so I can do these plugin review demos for you guys, but in no way, shape, or form have they suggested in any way that I be anything other than honest. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know I don't take payment from any companies. Every so often, companies I will reach out to that I think are really cool, that will give me some plugin licenses for free so I can test these for you, but I'm under no obligation to say anything other than my honest opinion. If I really like something, I'm going to tell you I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you that as well. And Arturia has also been nice enough to give us some free plugin licenses that we could give away as part of our monthly mixing contest over at mixingmadeeasy.net. So you may want to check that out. So let's walk through the Tube STA compressor. This is a very cool tube compressor. So on the left-hand side, we have our menu here, and we have some presets, things you can import and export and save presets. We have some tutorials, but we have the resize window, which you know that I'm a big fan of, that you can resize the plugin window. This thing is very cool. You could get as small or as big as you need to, depending on the real estate of your screen. I really enjoy that. Okay, pretty simple compressor to use. We have an input knob here, okay, that'll be linked to the output on the far right hand side. If you turn this little screw here, and now it's linked, which is really cool. Okay, we have a mode section here, single, double, triple. And this is really kind of adjust the attack time. The single is going to be a little bit faster attack, although this attack is kind of slow in this compressor to begin with. Triple is going to be a little bit faster. Double is going to be more of an auto mode. It's going to kind of react more to the program material coming into it. And then recovery time, we have slow and fast. That will be our release. We have a beautiful looking meter here in the center. We have our power switch here on and off. We can change the way the meter responds, gain, reduction, input, output. And we have our output as well. And keep in mind that when even though you may have this linked, if you have this linked input and output, I can also turn the output independently, because the way this compressor really gets saturation is the way you push the output. And we'll demonstrate that in a little bit. Then we have something over here which I really like that a lot of compressor companies are doing, and Arturia is doing them on all their compressors, is a mix knob for parallel compression. I love this feature. This is really cool. But it even goes beyond that. Up here at the top, we have this little light bulb here. If you click that off and you scroll over something, you will see in the bottom left-hand corner of the plugin, it kind of tells you what you scrolled over. But if you turn on the little light bulb here, it tells you tells you tips on what this control actually does. So again, for the mode, for example, you could see this is a recovery mode. Single, used to change the temporal response of the compressor. Single is a slow response. Triple is a faster attack time, with double adapts to its response at -8 15 dB. So you can see that recovery time, and as you scroll over things, it kind of gives you what it is. And then we have one more set of features here. If you click this little pane button here next to the light bulb, it drops down this little additional set of features, which is not part of the hardware, obviously, but it's unique to Arturia, and that's one of the reasons why I like them. You have a source that you can use in a sidechain external, internal or external source. We have a high pass filter, which will allow us to dial all the way off, or to make, if we wanted to, let's say on a drum bus, if we were using this on a drum bus and we didn't want the kick drum to affect the way the compressor reacts, we may turn this up to 70 or 80 hertz, and everything below that wouldn't trigger the compressor, which is kind of cool. We also have an EQ here where we can dial in a frequency to have the compressor react more to a specific set of frequencies, and we have a low pass filter here as well. And then we have this sidechain listen. When you turn this on in its listen mode, and I'll demonstrate this in a minute, where you have your high pass and your low pass filters set, it'll allow you to listen to what is actually triggering the compressor, so you could hear that for yourself. So you could turn on the listen, and you can really make sure that that low end of that kick drum, as I mentioned a second ago, isn't affecting the compressor, and you can listen to that as you adjust these dials, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to listen to this on a couple of different sources. We're going to listen to this on a lead vocal, maybe a piano and a bass, and see how it sounds. So here's a lead vocal isolate. Again, this is a completely unmixed track here. Let's see what we have here. Oh, and you can bypass the plugin also from this toggle switch. I forgot to say that in the bottom right-hand corner here. So here, or the top left-hand corner, like you do on all plugins in Studio One. So here we go on a lead vocal. Oops, sorry.
I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine?
So that's before.
Where will my heart come back to life?
Now we can level match the plugin, but as I said, we could turn up the output here.
I'm alright. As I pick up the pieces that are left of me, I'm alright. Being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life?
Very creamy, very natural sounding, very Fairchild-esque sounding, because it's a tube compressor, and a Fairchild's a tube compressor. And it's got that real creamy, warm, fat kind of a sound. Much different than something like the 1176, the Comp 76 we looked at by Arturia. It's a totally different beast. This gives a really nice color, and it compresses that vocal really well, but it doesn't give you that breathing and pumping. It just sounds very natural. To me, it almost sounds like you didn't even compress anything. It just sounds like it belongs there.
I'm alright.
Let's listen.
As I pick up the pieces that are left of me, I'm alright. Being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order.
So now we could turn up like this high pass filter. Let me give you an example of how this will work. I'll put it at like, 10K, which would be unreasonable. But listen to what happens when I turn this on.
But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around.
Okay, so by turning on the listen, anything over like 320 here is only what the compressor's reacting to. Okay, so that's how that kind of works, just so you can see that.
I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine? Where will my heart come back to life?
Beautiful sounding.
I'm alright.
We could even use the mix
As I
knob.
pick up the pieces that are left of me, I'm alright.
Completely dry.
Being away from you,
Do a 50-50.
and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you.
I would just keep it on 100% compress on this particular thing. Now, if we were to drive the input a little bit, the output, excuse me, you'll see how this thing saturates. Kind of watch this. Not that you would do this, but this would be interesting if you wanted a little bit of grit.
I know the season's ripe for change. It's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged. They're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine?
Turn this down a bit.
Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright. As I pick up the pieces that are left of me, I'm alright. Being away from you.
You can see how the red light kind of turns on here when we really get into some heavy saturation.
And I'll be fine, cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change, it's changing all around. I know the reasons you've arranged, they're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine?
If you wanted to use it just as a way to saturate and not so much compress. Okay, so that could be useful as well. Let's turn this back here. Let's check out the different modes here.
Where will my heart come back to life? I'm alright. As I pick up the pieces that are left of me, I'm alright. Being away from you, and I'll be fine. Cleaning out the corner, putting back in order. But know I will always have this too, a little piece of you. I know the season's ripe for change, it's changing all around.
Okay, slower attack.
I know the reasons you've arranged, they're tearing me down. Where is the peacefulness of mine?
Really, really great. This is a great sounding compressor. Really like this. Very versatile. You could do a lot with this. Let's listen to this on maybe, let's see. I have a bass here. This might be something we can check it out on. Let's see how that kind of sounds. Level matches a little. See how slow the response is on single mode, double mode. You can hear how it gets a little bit gritty, which is nice. Dial back. Even turn this up a little. It's going to push this a little bit more. A little bit of pumping and breathing with a fast release. Pull back the mix a little. Beautiful. Again, very natural sounding, very usable. This is great. This is really great. Really easy to dial something in. You want that creamy, fat sound? This is the compressor to do it. Let's try something like maybe a piano. Let's see how it sounds on piano. Set up a more fast release. Let's dial up our sidechain a little here. Love when you bring up that sidechain. The thing about compressed, what makes this thing sound so great on pianos, pianos are one of those instruments because they're very, very dynamic, very transient, heavy. It's hard to get a compressor to sound natural. A lot of times, like with things like the 1176 and stuff, you can dial them in pretty good, but they tend to sound a little bit more breathy, pumpy kind of a thing. Unless you only go really subtle. Where on this, you can hit this pretty hard. And because the attack time is slow, even though they have a faster attack, and just maybe I think the nature of the tubes, it kind of warms up that transient a little bit. It kind of rolls it off a little bit, but it sounds so natural. It doesn't sound compressed. Like you don't struggle to make it sound natural. It just kind of happens on its own. I mean, we're compressing what? Look how much we're compressing. It's what floor? Great compressor on pianos. This sounds really, really good. This is a great compressor. This is something that I will absolutely use. Again, we take a look at things like the 1176 we looked at, which is a great compressor, has some really great features. Go check out that video. Link will be in the description box. But a lot of folks, you may have 3 or 4 different companies that already have an 1176, where if you're looking for something different, this is something, again, that doesn't sound like anything else. And on the right source, it just sounds beautiful, and it adds a really nice fat creamy texture. I would recommend checking out this one absolutely for sure. Link will be in the description box below. Go out to Arturia's website. You could demo it. Very, very usable, very great sounding. I think you guys will really enjoy it. And again, thanks so much to Arturia for sending to me. I really like this one. This is a great, great plugin. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Plugin Review Friday. As I say in every single episode, I want to give you guys a free gift. If this is your first time here, I want you to head out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I want to give you my 5 free tips to a professional sounding mix that you can apply to your next mix today. Go download that right on the website, big orange button. You can't miss it. And also, while you're there, take a look at the training courses that I have available. I got tons of training on all facets of recording, mixing, and mastering. Go check that out. And if you're a Studio One user, I even have specific training courses for Studio One. And I'm going to give you a 25% discount on any one of the training courses while you're at homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Just use the coupon code YouTube25 at checkout, take 25% off. So, and last but certainly not least, if you really want to learn the craft of mixing in a very non-technical way and you're into mixing, it's perfect for beginners and intermediates, check out mixingmadeeasy.net. Link will be in the description box below. I want to hear from you. Let me know. You have any experience with Arturia plugins? Have you ever used this particular plugin? What do you think of it? I would love to know what you think. I would love to know what your experience is with Arturia plugins. And if you have not tried them, are you going to go demo them and check them out? And once you do, let us know below what you think of them. And until next week's Plugin Review Friday, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com and mixingmadeeasy.net, and I will see you next Friday. Take care, everybody.